Well done to Jack Armfield, Robbie Davis Jr. on the way, and in a fortnight's time as well, it's all about Chris Eubank Jr.
It is the most important fight of my career. The training speaks for itself. I'm preparing for war.
He's the most exciting fighter in the world, and we're back home on ITV.
So join us in 2 weeks' time as we launch our new ITV box office channel. Topping the bill on that night, Chris Eubank Jr. and his IBO World Super Middleweight title fight against Quinlan will be live from Olympia in London, 7 p.m. Saturday the 4th of February. For more information, to tune into ITV's first ever pay-per-view event, go to www.itvboxoffice.co.uk. That's Junior, and here's his dad with Gabriel Clark.
See Chris ringside, just 2 weeks to go now. Countdown is on. How's Junior?
Electrifying and obsessed, as well as brutal in the sparring sessions.
We've seen that. We're going to see evidence of that later on when we show some VT of the preparation. We've been filming behind the scenes, as you know. Just in the build-up for this, it's the first time he's topped the bill. It's the first time he goes to super middleweight. There are obviously things at stake for him. So what do you advise him? How do you help him with his state of mind when he is stepping up a weight and stepping up maybe in prestige levels?
Chris Eubank Jr. is on autopilot now. I mean, he's been taught. He's seasoned. He is a veteran. He understands what mistakes he shouldn't make. He is relentless in his training ethic. Everything about him is extraordinary. What is most beautiful about the young man is the fact that outside the ring, he's a very gentle soul. He doesn't get involved in any spats. He doesn't trash talk. And he isn't controversial like his mother. You know, he can have a 2-hour conversation with you and not touch on any subject which offends anybody. But in the ring, he is just electrifying.
Tell us about the opponent, because Quinlan, to a degree, is unknown in this country. And those who maybe say they know their boxing haven't been that impressed. They think Chris will win comfortably.
Well, look, I mean, keep in mind that if Junior did not train yesterday, last week, last month, last year, and the 10 years before that, there's no way you can win. I mean, it's all about work ethic. What happens on the night is determined by the life you live. And he has lived the life. Now, Daniel Gill got stopped by Quinlan to actually win this championship. And so there are no prisoners at this level. Junior wants that belt. To him, it's the most important thing. Accolade, symbol of his life right now. And he wants to take that and use it to unify, along with ITV Sport. Because once you're the money, and once you're earning big money, as Junior is, that will also bring the other champions. It's not just about the IBO championship. It's about who is the star. Like I was the star of the middleweights back in the 90s, Junior will be the star now. So irrespective of the title, he'll be the most exciting fighter on the planet to look at. He's been built this way, and it's obviously working because ITV is his foundation. He's the flagship. So he will get all the big fights. He will get the other champions. We will unify. Chris Eubank Jr. is the new money.
Well, we're going to hear from Chris later in the program. Chris Eubank Jr., that is, later in the program. As I say, we've been behind the scenes with him and with Chris, and more from Chris ringside as well later on.
Looking forward to that a lot. And one of the... Absolutely. Okay, we've been talking a lot about Chris Eubank Jr. fighting for a world title with us here on ITV in a fortnight's time. So here's some shameless nostalgia. Eubank Ben from yesteryear.
Another major event this weekend comes from the NEC near Birmingham. Nigel Benn, the WBO world middleweight champion, against Chris Eubank after a build-up of remarkably bitter mockery and vindictive taunts.
He's all hype, you know, and I can't wait to give him a good hiding.
Although he's a great puncher, he has nothing else other than that. Everything is loaded in my favour for this fight.
I have to say there seems an element of genuine hate between these two.
I don't hate the man. I just want his WBO title.
I personally do hate him.
Hello, good evening to you. It really is a very special occasion here at the NEC. Here comes the challenger. Eubank, totally his own man. Nigel Benn has said he hates his opponent. We shall see.
Oh, that was a short range. Other fighters haven't stood up with punches like that from Benn, have they?
He's going to have to try and hurt Benn. He's done the wedge.
He's done Benn by the look of it. He chopped that right hand down, though, almost falling down the ring on us here. Noble art. Oh, right. A little bit of a slip. He's arguing with the referee. It was a slip.
That was Benn.
Oh, what a shot.
Shot really super. Ben's shaking, Reg.
Right to his boots, Jim.
Ben is shaking. The eyes watch Reg. This will be the finish of the belt. Yes,
it's all over in the ninth round.
What a tremendous fighter he is. He deserves it, man. He deserves it.
He's the hardest punch I've ever come up against in my life. He hit me with shots I never knew existed. I beat him on determination.
The man beat me good, fair and square.
That's the World Boxing Organization title. I am the man.
What a fight that was. What a series of fights that was. That fight from 1990 with Chris Eubank Sr. And here he is tonight with Gabriel.
Well, with this fight, of course, there's going to be reflection to your career. 27 years ago, you won your world title. Does it feel like yesterday or another lifetime?
It was some time back. I mean, yeah, that was then, and this is now. And as my son says, this is the next generation, and he is new and improved. You know, in regards to the fact that I am a peculiar father, because I've been this, I've lived by this warrior's code all these years. He's been watching that, and so he has all of those values, maybe even eccentric values, of which is real for him.
So made him maybe a unique fighter. We have a unique product here.
We most certainly do, because certainly there is no one else on the planet like him. Mayweather has a skill, but he doesn't have the electricity that Junior does. He's retired now. I don't think there's anyone out there who can do what Junior does. And the great thing is that there'll be a lot of people doubting what I'm saying now and saying, oh, he's just saying that. But the good thing is that it's ITV box office, so everyone can see it for themselves.
Well, now is the test, really, isn't it? Listen, we've seen Chris's brilliance in the gym. We've seen him talk a very good game. But now is the acid test, correct?
Well, okay, now, yes. Herein lays the really wonderful, exciting thing, that we intend now to clean the divisions. Clean them.
Super, middle, and middle.
And middle, yes. I mean, you see the opportunities as they arise, and you take them. And we are ready to take them now. We've been held back by the other promoters long enough. Now we have a free reign. Now ITV Sport is behind us, and now I don't have to rely on the other promoters. And so therefore...
Even to make a fight like Billy Joe Saunders? Even to make a fight like Golovkin?
You see, the most important thing to all fighters is the money. And ITV is the money, and Chris Eubank is a flagship of the money, which is ITV Sport.
So just sum up Quinlan, the fight in a couple of weeks' time. Can you give us an idea of how it might go at this stage?
I think you're going to be given a demonstration of pure brutality. I mean, he doesn't know anything else. Yes, he can box. Yes, he can slip punches, and he can be pretty, and he can be theatrical. But this is the opportunity to engage the public to what they like most, which is brutality within that ring. Outside of it, he is gentle, he's calm, he's true, he's a gentleman. You know, he doesn't use bad language. When I say trash talk, he doesn't trash talk with bad language. He antagonizes, but gently so. Very nice spirit of a young man. Manners is fantastic. But in the ring, he is everything. He is a complete thug. He's a complete, brutal, electrifying example of a brilliant fighter.
We shall see, Chris, of course, on February the 4th. Fascinating to talk to you, and thank you for your time. And over the next 2 weeks, of course, Chris Eubank Jr. must carry on his preparation for that fight on February the 4th.
And you can be there. We're giving away 4 pairs of tickets to the Chris Eubank Jr. Reynolds Quinlan fight at London Olympia on the 4th of February. For your chance to win a pair, enter for free at www.itv.com/comps. Entrance, winners and guests must be 18 or over. Competition closes on the 26th of January at 5 p.m. You must be contactable on the 27th and 30th of January. Good luck with that. So outside the ring, he's a charming young man, and inside he's a thug. There we are. That's fatherly love for you, isn't it?
Well, I think with Eubank Jr., he certainly has an edge to his game. And by that, I simply mean when he gets in the ring, he doesn't look to take any prisoners. He's what I class as a classy animal. Because when he's in there, he's not a thug as his dad portrays him to. He hasn't got a caveman instinct. He's a very well-tuned, very fine-tuned boxer. He can box fight. He can do a little bit of both. And that's what he's going to need to do in this particular fight.
Let's just have a look at the head-to-heads then. Reynolds Quinlan, he must be on his way already to the UK so that he acclimatises in time and gets over the jet lag, of course, and he brings his IBO Super Middleweight Championship belt with him, which he won this autumn as well. So I suppose to some extent a little bit of an unknown, and we've seen a bit of him, but not the best known fighter that we'd have seen this side of the world, that's for sure, David.
No, he's unknown on these shores,
yeah.
But that could work in his favour. You know, we can't get that much footage on him. All the odds are stacked in Chris Eubank Jr.'s favour. So Quinlan's coming over here without any pressure on him, but as the champion, and that's an ideal situation to be in. He's going to perform without any pressure. He's got everything to gain. Chris Eubank's got it all to lose, even though he's the challenger.
Is that the way you feel as well, actually?
Yeah, quite possibly so. I mean, again, like, you know, David's already said, Quinlan is pretty much the one that has everything to lose, nothing to, nothing really to gain. If he loses to Chris Eubank Jr., then that's his championship and everything out the window. But I think he comes here full of confidence because, like I said, there's no pressure on him. You know, nobody knows him over here. You know, he's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. If he beats Chris Eubank Jr., he's supposed to beat him. But let's say Jr. does a number on him and beats him very convincingly. The bigger fights are surely the next month.
So what is the big fight you think down the road? Is it De Gale? Is that the obvious one? There's Groves, of course. There could be Saunders once again. Or is De Gale standing out there as the obvious one?
De Gale's got to be the stand-up, but I think Chris Eubank Jr.'s got to go after Billy Joe Saunders. It's the most natural fight out there. Saunders holds a win over Eubank. Eubank will want to avenge that loss.
What do you think is the most natural fight? Would you go along with Duke, Billy Joe Saunders?
I agree with Duke, but on the same hand, the two divisions that they're talking about competing, they're littered with talent. There's so many big fights. I mean, they can take the pick if what Chris Eubank Sr. is saying is that he's the money man and ITV's the money channel or whatever else. They can make the fights happen, and the fans are going to be the ones who paid off, I suppose. They're going to be the ones rewarded.
Is he more of a natural super middleweight than a middleweight for you? There's, just to explain to people, there's an 8-pound difference there. He can fight at both. What does he look more naturally to you?
He's got to be a more natural super middleweight for me. I think he's outgrown the middleweight division. I think he would have to strain himself to make that weight, and you won't get the best of Chris Eubank Jr. Don't forget, when he's in the gym, he's probably about half a stone over his natural fighting weight, so he's actually training at super middleweight, so he's not boiling down, and that's why when you see him in the gym, he is like an animal. He's got so much energy and vigor, but he won't have the same energy levels at middleweight.